The air thrums with the ghosts of forgotten signals, a low, persistent hum from tube amps warming up. Patched cables snake across the floor, catching the dim glow reflecting off Xeroxed zines. Anansi's custom meters twitch, a silent conversation with the ether.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Paris checks in at 81 degrees and clear. Winds are moving from the north-northwest at 7 miles per hour.
The 11th Circuit Court, in a 2-to-1 decision, specifically targets the higher education component of Florida's Stop Woke Act. This ruling bars the state from preventing professors from discussing race and gender concepts, upholding First Amendment protections. Judges criticize the state for puppeteering free speech within universities. An alternative path here would be for academic institutions to proactively draft their own robust academic freedom charters, asserting autonomy against state overreach. Your immediate move: review institutional free speech policies, specifically noting the language now unprotected by this Florida judgment.
This court decision peels back a layer of control. The state's attempt to engineer a singular narrative around race and gender concepts demonstrates a familiar pattern of power trying to shape perception. The court's puppeteering observation highlights the constant tension between legislative power and the intellectual freedom essential for any vibrant civic architecture.
When a state tries to dictate thought, it creates a brittle, unyielding framework. This judicial bypass against the Florida statute isn't just a legal win. It's a recalibration, allowing space for the messy, vital collisions of ideas. It reclaims the university as a TogeeVision.com for challenging truths, not just reciting approved ones.
Lines open. Patching in a caller, the skeptic. You're on the signal. Ta.
So a court says the state can't tell professors what to say. How does that actually help a student who was stifled from speaking up last year?
It clears the path for future discourse. It establishes a precedent that reinforces student and faculty rights to engage with complex topics without fear of state reprisal. It means the intellectual architecture of those campuses now has a stronger foundation for open inquiry. Switching frequencies, next signal, pressure mounts on Graham-Plattner to drop out. Shifting north, a political signal from Maine, pressure mounts on Graham-Plattner to drop out of the Senate race as a new allegation surfaces.
Graham-Plattner faces demands to withdraw by July 13th, a critical deadline allowing Democrats to replace him on the ballot. A Washington Post investigation details a new allegation involving condom removal without consent. This development intensifies pressure on Plattner ahead of the critical ballot replacement date. Before tracking that deadline, consider an alternative. Political parties could proactively implement independent ethical review boards, vetting candidates before primary season, beyond just legal compliance. Your move: track the July 13th deadline for candidate replacement in Maine.
This situation reflects a deeper structural vulnerability in political campaigns. The integrity of an individual candidate directly impacts public trust in the wider political framework. The allegation serves as a crucial data point, revealing the societal fault lines around consent and accountability that can reshape an entire electoral landscape.
A candidate's ethical architecture must align with public expectation. When personal conduct destabilizes a political campaign, the entire civic structure around it becomes compromised. This forced reevaluation isn't just about one individual. It's a necessary stress test for the integrity of our elected representation.
The hum of the old capacitor bank deepens, a steady pulse against the chatter. We track these human stories, these structural failures and breakthroughs. In Washington Heights, the Kismet venue continues to provide live music, a Tuesday jam, and karaoke. It's a civic anchor, a signal of resilience in the uptown performance layer. A heavy signal, this one from Lahore. Pakistan roof collapse kills 14 children at a tutoring center.
In Lahore, Pakistan, 14 children and a 30-year-old teacher died when the roof of an unregistered tutoring center collapsed. Victims ranged from 5 to 16, most under 9. A negligence investigation is now underway, focusing on inadequate safety standards. An alternative approach would be community groups initiating independent safety audits of informal learning spaces, compiling transparent reports for local authorities. Your immediate action: verify local building codes and inspection schedules in your own community.
This tragedy highlights a profound structural vulnerability. The absence of regulatory oversight, coupled with community need, creates a dangerous void. This isn't just an isolated incident, it's a recurring pattern where the most vulnerable populations pay the highest price for systemic architectural negligence, demanding a reevaluation of our collective responsibility.
The integrity of a community's infrastructure must always prioritize human life. When basic safety standards are bypassed, especially for children, the civic architecture is not merely unsound, it's an active failure. We must build systems that uphold dignity and protect our youngest citizens.
Signal coming in. Patching in a caller. Go ahead.
How do you even begin to fix something so fundamentally broken? It feels like the problem is everywhere.
You begin by applying sharp discernment to separate the toxic residue from the architectural signal. You leverage tools like Lesson Planner to design transparent, accountable learning environments, prioritizing safety and provenance. You build new systems, one local signal at a time.
Prototype the fix.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Continue the signal at TogeeVision.com. Tune in, Sparks and Stories, Gig Passport.